Purvesh sir, please begin.
Sir, can we start?
Yes, please.
Okay, sir. Very good morning to all of you. My name is Purveshwalan. I am working as a lecturer in Parul Institute of Engineering and Technology, PITDS, Electrical Engineering Department. Today, PITDS, Electrical Engineering Department, is going to organize a webinar on application of IoT in association with IBM SME, Allsoft Solutions. We are having Miss Ramanpreet Kaur ma'am with us as a webinar speaker. A very good morning, ma'am. Uh, Ma'am is having 6 years of experience as an embedded designer and trainer. Ma'am is currently working as a QA leader in IBM SAP also Solutions. Ma'am did 200 plus project and having very vast experience in the field of Internet of Things and other languages. So by not wasting too much time, I'm going to hand over this session to Miss Ramanpreet Kaur ma'am. Hello, am I audible, ma'am? Mujay sir, am I audible?
Mukesh sir, am I audible? Mukesh sir, am I audible? Mukesh sir, am I audible? Mukesh
Yes,
sir, am
you
I
are
audible?
audible.
Yes. Mukesh sir, am I audible? Mukesh sir, am I audible? Mukesh sir, am I
Ma'am,
Hello,
yes, ma'am, you can start the webinar.
am I audible?
Ma'am, you are audible.
Yes, ma'am, completely.
I don't know what was the reason I was speaking from last 2 to 3 minutes.
Not an issue, ma'am. You can start the webinar.
Just a minute, sir. I need 2 minutes to share the screen as well. So we'll be just kindly pardon. We'll be just starting in 2 to 3 minutes. Just.
Okay, ma'am, not an issue. Ma'am, am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir, you are audible. Ask madam to rejoin.
Was I audible?
You are audible.
Hello, kindly confirm, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. You are audible.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible completely.
All right, fine. Hello everyone. So, as sir already told you, so I'm going to take your session on IoT for today. So, first of all, we'll just have a basic introduction on what basically Internet of Things is. So, all of you who have joined, I hope you people already have the basic, you can say, understanding of this term, what basically Internet of Things is. So, I would like that if we completely like we interact and we make this session interactive. But before that, I'll just go with the agenda, what basically we are going to cover in today's session. So, let me just start the slideshow. Okay. So, once again, am I audible properly? Shall I start? Hello.
Yes, ma'am. You are completely audible.
Okay, fine. So, see, going with today's agenda, first of all. So, first of all, we'll have a brief description to this term, what basically IoT is. And we will be discussing through real time examples. And we will be putting those examples into the definition. We'll see how those examples completely fit into the definition we'll be discussing. Then we'll see what are the benefits and what is the career scope of, like, if we study this technology, what benefits it is going to give if we go with this. And then we'll be performing a small practical, a small basic practical, just to give you an idea what things are going to be there in Internet of Things. Okay, so I have already put the definition, but still I would like you people to participate. If anyone has any idea what is Internet of Things, what do you mean by this term, or have you heard where IoT is being used? Yes, anyone who wants to participate can reply. Yes, anyone? Okay, fine. So I'll start with it. Okay, then you people, when you people will get an idea, so you can start participating, start interacting. So we can see I have mentioned the definition here over here. But before going to the definition, I'll just give you a very basic example, and then we will just, with the help of that example, will frame this definition that I've written over here. So I'll give you a very basic example of the fit bands, okay, or smart watches that you people use nowadays. So in fit bands, how the fit bands work? In fit bands, we have seen that there are various sensors that are embedded into that fit band, like they are measuring our body temperature, then heartbeat, then number of calories you have burned, or number of hours you have slept. Means you are able to keep a track of everything related to your health, related to your body. So, how that Fitband is able to communicate with your body, how it is able to measure the parameters of your body. So, this is the thing we need to think about when we are talking about IoT. That how basically, whenever we are talking about the smart systems, any smart systems, here we are talking about Fitband. So, how these smart systems are basically able to interact with our body, or maybe they are able to interact with our environment, how they are able to measure the parameters, measure the things related to our environment. So here in Fitband, we are talking about the body temperature, heartbeat, and other parameters that your Fitband measures. After the measurements are done, you're able to see all the parameters on your display, the display that is fitted on your Fitband. Then secondly, whatsoever readings are collected, they are also you're also able to see those readings on your mobile application. Okay, at least can you tell me how many of you have used any of the Fitbands, or maybe you're using any smartwatch? Is it possible to are you will you be able to unmute yourself? Any is it possible to speak?
Ma'am, actually,
Mhm.
audience is not able to answer the questions. They are only listeners.
Okay. Okay, so is it
Whatever
able?
question generated,
Is it possible they can
ma'am,
put
whatever
it?
the question which is generated, I am going to ask you at the end.
Okay,
Okay.
all right, fine. Okay, fine. So I'll just continue. So what I was telling is I was talking about the Fitband. Okay, so we have seen that Fitband's readings we are also able to see over the application that is installed in our mobile. Now talking about the application, now you have seen that your Fitband and your application, they both are communicating with each other. Again, they are not connected wired. They don't have any wired connectivity between each other. So what we can see is only we can have an idea that they are wirelessly communicating with each other, your Fitbit and your mobile's application. So whatsoever data is collected by the Fitband with the help of sensors. So here comes the concept of sensors also in IoT. Okay, so with the help of sensors, all the body parameters are measured, and after that, they are collected by those sensors and they are given to your Fitband. And now your Fitband will forward those readings to your mobile application. Okay, so in this way, all the data that is related to your health is collected by your application as well, that is installed in your mobile. And second thing we can see is that the both the application and Fitband are communicating with each other wirelessly. So for the wireless connectivity, there are many options. We can go with any wireless technologies, like Bluetooth option is there. You have seen that Bluetooth speakers, Bluetooth headphones, all these things we use on daily basis. Okay, so here also there is a Bluetooth connectivity, or maybe through internet, maybe the Wi-Fi connectivity means your Fitband might be connected to any access point, and through that it is able to you can say send the data, all the data that it is collecting to your application. Okay, after that in our application, now what happens in our application again we are able to see the real time readings as well, whatsoever, like you want to see the past 1 minute reading or maybe the 1 day readings, or also you are able to see the historical readings, means the past readings, maybe the 1 week back readings, or you want to collectively see 10 days readings, or maybe the 1 month readings, so that you can keep the track of your health. Now you might be thinking why I'm telling you about this like communication, that how the Fitband is working. This is going to explain our definition that I've put over here. Okay, so second thing, now again I won't go to the definition. This is till the application part. Now if we think about that, the data that is being collected, what is the use of collecting that data related to your health? One thing is fine, okay, you're able to keep the track of your health. Okay, you can just see that what is your regular routine, how many hours you're sleeping, so accordingly you can rectify, you can just work on that thing, that you can complete your sleep for the next days. Second thing is these readings are also collected at the back end. All these readings related to every person whosoever is using the Fitband, all the information is being collected in the database, online database. Okay, why these readings are being kept in the database? So that these readings can be used for some other purposes as well. Now what is the other purpose over here? There can be many interesting things for what this data can be used. Maybe for simply for the analysis purpose, maybe to make some kind of predictions, maybe to do some kind of business. Here we can say that business can be done through this data. How? See, the data that is being collected is related to whom? That is related to humans and related to their health. So obviously this data is useful for the medical facilities, or it is useful for the fitness centers, They can use this data to keep a track that how many people are health conscious, or maybe like we can talk about fitness centers. They can keep a track that how many people are facing the issue of abnormal heartbeat. So accordingly they can send you the notifications that you need to go for a heart checkup or something, then definitely you'll go for that thing. Like if we talk about the fitness centers, they can send you the notifications. Through that data they can analyze that which person is a fitness freak, so that accordingly they can send you the data, like you can go for some kind of yoga sessions, or maybe you can join some kind of you can say sessions for the fitness purpose only, or you can go for some kind of protein shakes or something like this for your health. So in this way their business will be generated. Definitely persons who are health conscious, they will definitely go for such kind of options if they will get such kind of notifications. Okay, so you have seen that how a small thing that is a fit band, how it is just taking care of your health also, and definitely it is generating business for some sectors also, for the medical sectors, for the fitness sector. Okay, so here is what we talk about in the IoT systems. So IoT systems work in the same way. Okay, so you have seen there is no human involvement in the system. Only the system, that small watch, is collecting all the readings with the help of sensors. Then it is transferring that data to your application as well with the help of wireless connectivity. Also, it is showing you that data on the display as well, that you can see the real time readings. Then thirdly, it is being collected somewhere over the online you can say database, where it can be forwarded to the other sectors who can use it for the business purpose. So from here only we can get to the know the definition. So now read out the definition. In definition, I've written that it represents a general concept for the ability of network devices to sense and collect data from the world around us. Means still we are talking about only the biosensors, means biomedical sensors. But still we have environmental sensors as well. Like if you want to sense the environmental humidity, environmental temperature, or maybe the carbon dioxide level, or smoke level, or air quality, for everything you name, the sensors are available. And also whatsoever data is being collected by the sensors, wherever you want to transfer, you can transfer it anywhere without any restrictions. This is through the with the help of wireless technologies that are available. So under the IoT part we have many wireless technologies, and the options available through which we can transfer the data from one device to any another device, or maybe to the cloud platform, that is the online platform, where the data can be analyzed, or the data can be used for the prediction purpose, or data can be used for the visualization purpose. So in this way data can be used afterwards. Okay, so here we can see that it is the ability of network devices. Network devices in the sense the devices that are communicating with each other. Like here we can say the Fitband and our mobile, they are communicating with each other. And out of those network devices, which device has the capability to sense and collect the data? The Fitband. It is going to collect the data from the world around us, means with the help of sensors. Basically with the help of sensors it is going to collect the data. Sensors are the main point over here, and then share that data across the internet. As I said, the data is going to be shared over the online platform, online storage. So why the online storage? So that everyone, whosoever wants to access that data, whosoever is allowed to access that data, that person will be able to freely access the data from anywhere. So that is the reason why the online storages are preferred, cloud storage, where it can be processed and utilized for various interesting purposes. So we can see that the data, why the data is being collected, so that afterwards it can be used for various purposes. Okay, so further we'll be discussing one to two more examples as well, from where it will be more clear what is the term. So in short, now you can see that we are actually communicating with our environment, so that we can just get to know what is happening in the environment, and accordingly we can take some actions. Okay, so for that purpose obviously the communication is required with the environment. Now how this term came into existence. Now to tell you that it is not we cannot say that IoT is a very recent technology, although we can say that we started exploring this technology now. But still the concept of IoT existed late in the late 1980s, you can say. Okay, so over then also means at that time also some smart devices existed, but officially some term was not given to those devices. So this is the person, that is Kevin Ashton. He invented this term Internet of Things. He gave the term, official term, to such kind of devices. To whom? To the smart devices. Smart devices are something like they are able to, you can say, take the decisions by themselves, or maybe they are able to impart us some knowledge which can be used to do something smart, we can say. Okay. And he also gave the definition. He gave the definition that IoT is a system where internet is connected to the physical world via ubiquitous sensors. So you can say that how the internet is means the online storage. Basically internet, he means to say, is the cloud part or the online storage part where we are storing all the things. How the storage part is connected to the physical world, that is with the help of sensors. Definitely we cannot measure what is happening in the environment without the sensors. See, if I simply give you an example, if we talk about the human body only, if we want to know the exact temperature, that what is the exact temperature in degrees, our body won't be able to know. We can only tell that okay, it is hot or it is cold outside, but we cannot tell that it is 13 degrees Celsius or it is 14 degrees Celsius outside. Obviously it is with the help of sensors only we are able to get to know the exact readings, what is the temperature outside. So we can say that sensors play a main role in any IoT systems. Okay, so Kevin Ashton, he proposed this concept in 1999. Now we can see some real time examples also where IoT can be used. Now, if we think of the similar examples, IoT can be used in agriculture section. It can be used in the offices. It can be used in the healthcare section. Means every domain we talk about, in every domain it has something to play. Like you have heard about the autonomous vehicles, complete autonomous vehicles. You have heard about Tesla car. Although we can say the concepts of AI also come inside, but still there IoT has a role to play over there, because there is a use of sensors, there is a use of connectivity with the cloud. So we can say that IoT also plays a role in such kind of things, like we have talked about autonomous vehicles. Next, if we talk about the agriculture section, in the agriculture section, here are some examples that I've given. We can use drones for field monitoring. Okay, so in drone, what will happen? Drones, there will be some kind of sensors embedded into the drones, some kind of cameras attached to it. Okay, so through that, the information will be collected, and wherever you are sitting, maybe you are sitting at your home, all the information that is collected by the drone will be transferred to. So here then the water management part, that how we can make the irrigation part, automatic irrigation systems, smart irrigation systems. Okay, then simply we can say that even we can check the crops health with the help of sensors. Okay, so through checking by checking the health of the crop, we can just decide simply that what kind of fertilizers or what kind of insecticides or pesticides we need to provide, so that our crop yield can be increased. So in this way, means we can simply say that wirelessly, by sitting anywhere, we can get the information about anything around the world with the help of these systems, smart systems. Simply, I'll give you a very basic example nowadays. Like simply, I'm sitting in my office and I'm about to leave for my home. So if I want that my room should be cool, before I reach home, so what I can do, I can make my AC smart. I can just control my AC from my office itself, because my air conditioner will be connected to my mobile via the internet connectivity, and it will be configured that I can give the commands to my conditioner from my this mobile. So I'll just turn on the mobile before leaving from my office. Suppose it takes me half an hour to reach my home, so obviously in half an hour my room will be cool enough. So in this way we can say that how the smart devices are going to make our life easy. Okay, so again, one more example is there. Smart trash cans are there. Nowadays, we have seen that the dustbins, that just a minute, huh? So the dustbins nowadays, they are not smart enough that they suppose I'll just give you a scenario that what happens is that we just go to the dumping place, and we just keep on throwing the garbage, and even if the dustbin is filled, then two people keep on throwing the garbage over there, and no one is there to just empty those dustbins on time, so that there is no trash outside or in the surroundings of the dustbin. So in this way, what this New York City has planned, they have already installed the smart trash cans in their cities. What do these trash cans do? They can simply just tell the garbage collectors, because these are some kind of sensors are connected inside these dustbins, inside these trash cans, which are able to detect that when the dustbin is filled, and accordingly the system that is installed inside the dustbin, that is going to give the information to the garbage collectors that the dustbin is filled and it needs to be emptied. Okay, so in this way, how it is going to benefit, it is going to optimize the trash service. How it's going to optimize? By ensuring that the drivers make only necessary stops. Means the drivers will get to know that which dustbins are filled, only they will make those stops. They won't unnecessarily go to any other trash cans which are not yet filled, and obviously they can modify their routes. This will reduce the fuel consumption. So in this way, we can see that how the smart devices are going to benefit. Here, the dustbin is going to benefit how? It is going to save the time. It is going to save the fuel consumption. Okay, and also the dustbins will be emptied on time because the information is passed on to the trash collectors timely. So in this way, there will be no trash that will be, you can say, collected at the surroundings of the dustbin. So in this way, the smart dustbin is again one of the examples. We can say that IoT is helping us out in making our cities smart. So in this way, these are the endless examples we can go with. Okay, so I hope at least you might have got to know that what basically the term means, what basically the things are, you can say what things are included in Internet of Things. Okay, so next, talking about the career scope, I won't go into much detail of this. So I can just tell you is that what kind of roles we can play in an industry if we have the knowledge about this field. So you can go as an IoT developer, you can go as an IoT embedded systems designer. There are many other job roles. I have just mentioned three of them, like IoT solution engineer. So in this way, like we can accordingly decide, because in IoT, see, we can see that there is not only the one thing we have to work on. There are different sections we have. If we talk about, if I just go with again with the examples that I've given you, you can see that we have the hardware over here to play. Like to work with. So in IoT, we need to have the knowledge about the hardware section also. We need to have knowledge about sensors, wireless technologies, then we can say microcontrollers, microprocessors, all these things. We need to have knowledge about all these things. Okay, so then we if we talk about IoT applications development, so again we need to have knowledge about any programming languages, so that with the help of those programming languages you can design these IoT based applications that are linked to the smart devices. Okay, then IoT solution engineer, if I talk about, like if you're working in some company which is working on IoT based systems, or it is preparing some kind of IoT solutions, then over there you can act as an, you can say, engineer who actually you can say closely interacts with the customers or interacts with the clients, who will identify that what is the need of the customers, and accordingly it can pass it on to the team, operations team, or you can say development team, that what is the requirement of the client. So in that way you can act as an IoT solution engineer as well. So these are the three main, I can say, we can even see in IoT networking has the role to play. So again, if you have the good knowledge of networking part, then again you can play a role in the team that is working on IoT based solutions. Okay, and even the knowledge of cloud computing is necessary to work in IoT, work on IoT based systems. So we can see that if we just study this technology, we will have many branches, or we can say many paths that will open for you. Okay, so there is a good career scope in this, and we can see that I have just mentioned some of the renowned companies that are actually, you can say, providing some kind of IoT based solutions, or maybe they are performing some kind of R&D on this IoT part. So we will, if we are actually efficient enough, can just, we can say, go with any of these companies. We can get chance to work with any of these renowned companies. Okay, so I'll just give you an example. Like if I talk about this Microsoft, you can say, provides us a very famous, you can say, cloud computing platform, that is Microsoft Azure. Okay, then if I talk about IBM, even IBM has IBM Cloud, and even IBM provides us with many, you can say, IoT based applications, IoT based systems that are helpful for us to practice this IoT part. We can just use those tools, use those softwares to work on the IoT, work on IoT, or to implement any kind of IoT based systems. Obviously, we can't go into that detail what IBM provides, but because we have, you can say, mm, not we don't have much time to discuss on this, but still we have many things to discuss on this thing also. But for now, I think the introduction is enough. Okay, so I'll just that how we actually work with sensors and all, and how basically the things are controlled. But before going on to that thing, one more thing I need to mention is that I was talking about what things are important if you want to work on the IoT based systems. If I talk about only the hardware part, as you have seen the Fitband, so in the Fitband part, what things were required, what things you need to know about? You need to have the knowledge about the sensors, first of all. Whichever sensor you're working on, you need to have the knowledge that how to collect the readings from that sensor. Okay, after that, we are not sure the readings that we are going to get from the sensors are the raw readings. Do we need to process those readings, or will they work as it is, whatsoever readings the sensor is giving? That is the thing we need to see. Okay, thirdly, the if you want whatsoever readings are being collected, as you have seen in Fitband, the readings are being displayed on LCD. How the readings from the sensors will reach your display? How the display and the sensors are communicating with each other? This is what we need to think about. Thirdly, how your sensors are communicating with your mobile application, how the readings of the sensors are being sent to your mobile application. So all these things, basically, all how all these things are communicating with each other, is there something common in between them that is making them communicate? So yes, there is. That is the brain part, that is the microcontroller or the microprocessors. So whenever you're working on any IoT based systems, you actually need to have a very good knowledge about the chips, about the microcontrollers or the processor chips. Okay, so both of them, controllers and the processors, they can be used to make the IoT based systems. Okay, there are number of chips available in the market, according to your requirement, according to your, you can say, use case, according to your application. You can choose which microcontroller or which microprocessor you're going to embed into your application. So in Fitband also, there might be some kind of chip they have used, which is actually processing everything. The chip that is responsible for collecting the readings from the sensors, which is responsible for sending the readings to the display, which is responsible for sending the, you can say, data to your application with the help of any wireless technology. So we have to know what basically the controllers are. So example we can take of our system, of our laptops. In our laptops, there are many input. If we talk about our personal system, there is mouse, keyboard, monitor, printer, everything, input output devices are there. But are they directly connected to each other? No. Obviously, processor is playing a role over there. Processor is getting the information, whatsoever instructions the user is giving, and accordingly it is processing the information and then deciding that which device is going to perform that thing. So in the same way, in IoT also, there is a microcontroller or a processor which has the role to play, which is making all the interfaces. Means in a system, there can be many things, not only the sensors or maybe not only the display, there can be many other things in a system. So all the things, how all the things are able to share the information with each other, how all the things get the instructions, what they are supposed to do. This is with the help of microcontrollers. So today, the demonstration that I'm going to provide you is, if I talk about the agenda again, as I said, that we are going to work with the simulators. But if we actually talk about IoT, we need to have a hardware with us. But we don't have the hardware right now. So for that purpose also, we have the solution. We have many simulators available online, with the help of which we can just try out the thing that we want to implement on hardware. Before moving on to the hardware, we can just simulate it. Means virtually we'll be working on the things. And after that, if our simulation works, yes, the same thing can be implemented on hardware as well. Afterwards, you can buy the hardware. Okay. So what today we are going to do is, we are going to design a distance calculator using Arduino and ultrasonic sensor with the LED alert. This is the small thing that we can implement in just in half an hour. Okay, so what is going to happen over here? If I talk about, I'll just give you an example first of all, how this system is helpful. You might have seen in your cars that whenever you try to park, at the back side there is some kind of sensor that basically tells you that how you can say how far is the obstacle or anything that is behind you, and you're able to listen the beep. Like whenever you move close to any obstacle, your vehicle moves close. When you're trying to park, your vehicle moves close to any other vehicle or maybe any other obstacle, the beep becomes fast. And if you're far away, the beep is a bit you can say it beeps with a bit delay. Have you seen this thing? So in that case also, that the system is designed so that the user can easily get to know that it doesn't hit anything behind. User can get to know that something is behind, and how fast it is approaching that obstacle. So the same kind of system we are going to design over here. With the help of sensors only, it is calculated that how far your vehicle is from any obstacle. So same thing we are going to design here. We are going to use the ultrasonic sensor. Again, we are going to make the use of a sensor. Over there also, in cars also, sensors are used. So ultrasonic sensor is basically going to tell you that how far the thing is from the system that where you have placed the ultrasonic sensor. Means the system to which your ultrasonic sensor is attached to, from that system, how far is some obstacle. So you'll get to know the distance, and accordingly you can take the decisions that what uh, thing you need to perform if the thing if the obstacle approaches you can say near to your system. Example, we can say that we can use the ultrasonic sensors even to keep a check that if someone is standing in front of your door. Okay, so we can use the ultrasonic sensor over there. We can see whenever a human arrives in front of your door, then automatically you can say some kind of camera will be there in front of your door. It is going to click the pic and send it to your mobile, so that you can get to know that someone is standing in front of your door and who is standing, and whether to provide the access to that person or not. Then accordingly, by seeing the pic, you can decide that whether you have to allow that person, whether you have to open the door for that person or not. Even you can keep the system that from your mobile itself you can just give the command and your door will automatically open for that person. And once that person enters, you can automatically close the door from your mobile itself. In this way, you don't have to get up from your room and you have to open the door. Everything is automatic. You're getting to know that who is standing at your door, and even only you'll get to know when the person is completely like standing in front of your door, then only the pic will be sent to you. This is with the help of again sensor. That with the help of sensor, you're able to sense that someone is in at your door, and then with the help of cameras you're going to get the pic. Then you're again going to communicate with the system that is installed at your door with the help of your mobile. So you can say that again we can design a complete system with the help of a simple sensor, that is ultrasonic sensor. So this is what I'm going to tell you over here with the help of this, I can say, demonstration. Even it is very easy for you people also to perform this thing. It is not at all hectic. You don't have to do any kind of downloads, or you don't have to do any kind of installations. Simply you will be working on this browser itself. because we have the online simulators available, although we have many simulators that you can install in your systems as well, but right now I just chose the online simulator so you people can even work on that. Okay, so if you people are interested, even you people can start. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to this open this, that is with the name Walkwi, WOKWI, Walkwi Arduino Simulator. With this name, I'll just search this. Now, why you might be seeing that it is particularly a simulator for Arduino. Now, what is Arduino? As I told you that in every IoT system, there will be some kind of microcontrollers or microprocessors involved in order to take the decisions, because all the peripherals we are having, sensors, displays, all these things are only capable of doing their own work. They are not capable of taking any decision. So once the readings have been collected from the sensors, who is going to take the decision that what is to be done with those readings? Obviously the brain part, microcontroller or the processor part. So Arduino is one of the microcontroller based board. It is a development board which makes it easy for the starters to start with the IoT based solutions, because it is a very easy to use board first of all, and it provides us a very simple way to do the coding. Obviously we are going to you can say put a code, upload a program or algorithm into this board or into any microcontroller according to which it is going to work. So here we will start with first of all what does Arduino looks like. So I'll just click on the first link, that is walkwe.com. So I just clicked on that. No need to put your email ID, simply you can start over here. So you can see here they have shown us many boards. Maybe you people might have heard about any of these boards, like Arduino Uno is there, Arduino Mega is there, ESP32 is there, Arduino Nano, Raspberry Pi Pico. Okay, so here many boards are there. These are just you can say 6 boards, but still we have many you can say controllers available, many chips available. Okay, from different manufacturers on which you can work. But right now we are going to work on Arduino Uno. Now how we can see that how the sensors are going to connect with this board, how the displays are going to connect with this board, or how we can you can say connect any other peripherals with this board. Okay, because this board is basically going to control the entire system. So here what our plan is, we are going to design a simple system in which there will be one sensor, and that sensor is going to tell us that how far the obstacle is. Anything that will come in front of that sensor, it is going to detect that thing, that how far that thing is or how fast that thing is approaching that system. Okay, it is going to tell you that distance, and we can simply you can say connect one I'm going to connect one indicator, that is the LED. What we will do is we'll just simply make a program that as soon as the thing approaches less than 30 centimeter, the thing is you can say at a distance of less than 30 centimeter, the LED should turn on, giving us an indication that the system is very close, the obstacle is very close to the system. And as soon as the obstacle will go far than 30 centimeters, we will just turn off the LED, giving an indication that the obstacle is far away, there is nothing to worry. Okay, so to design that thing, you can see here Arduino, just a minute. So we can see that here we have this board Arduino Uno. I'm planning to use this board, so I'll just click on this. So you can see as soon as I click on this board, there are two workspaces that will open. One workspace is the simulation part. You can see in the simulation part, there is a Arduino board that is already placed because I selected this board. Now, how this board works, you can see these pins 0 to 13. Basically, in every controller or in every microprocessor, there are general purpose input output pins. Okay, with these input output pins, we connect all the input output devices. Like you have seen in our laptop, there are USB ports. On those USB ports, with the help of those USBs, you can connect anything. Like you can connect USB type mouse or USB type keyboard, or maybe the Bluetooth adapter, anything that you want to connect, any input output device that is USB type, you can connect with your laptop with the help of USB. Same thing happens over here in this board or any other chip that we work on. Over there are the pins. There are pins over here like 0 to 13. These are the digital pins over where which over where you can connect your devices which you want to communicate with or which you want to control. Means everything, maybe the sensors, maybe the displays, maybe any kind of motors or any other peripherals, whatsoever is to be connected, that will be connected on these pins only. Okay, so before moving on to the you can say the connectivity part, I'll just give you a brief introduction to what basically how the ultrasonic sensors work. Because whenever you're working on anything related to the sensors, first of all you need to have a basic knowledge that how the sensor works, what is the working principle of that sensor. Then we can say what is the pin configuration, means how we are going to connect it to this board or any other microcontroller. Then how we are going to program it, how we have to control that sensor, in what form it is going to give us the readings, how we are going to collect those readings and then going to process those readings. Everything you should know before. Okay, so I'll just demonstrate one PPT, a short PPT, from where you'll get to know the basic working of the ultrasonic sensors. So you can see, if I talk about the ultrasonic interfacing, so whenever we are connecting anything with the controller or the processor, we name it as the interfacing. Means we are going to integrate those sensors with those controllers. If I talk about the ultrasonic sensor, whenever you'll buy a sensor from the market, the sensor looks something like this. Okay, so you can see, you maybe you might have seen this thing before in somewhere in any system. Hmm. So whenever like you will go with any of the sensors, first of all you can see like the ultrasonic looks like this. So how does it works? Here I have seen I have shown you the main things related to the ultrasonic. First of all is that it is used for detecting the distance to an object using sonar. Now sonar is that is sound navigation and ranging. This is, they have told about the working principle, that how the ultrasonic sensor works. Without being in contact with anything, it can measure the distance, that at what distance the object is present, whichsoever object is in front of this sensor. It will be able to tell that this object is at 30 centimeters or maybe at 60 centimeters. Okay, so there is a limitation that at what is the you can say range of this sensor. So this, if we talk about this sensor that we are going to use, this sensor can make the measurements up to 4 meters only. Means it can sense any obstacle that is at 4 meters or less from it. So if we have to measure, make the measurements, you can say you want to uh, go with any other option, like you have to make the measurements of more range, then you can go with other options also. Means we have different, for one thing, like for measuring the only the distance part, we have many other sensors available. Okay, so if we talk about this sensor, here you can see I have highlighted the pins, that there are 4 pins in this sensor. So what basically are the pins? Pins are basically from where you can control that thing, whichever sensor you're using, where you're going to get the output or how you're going to control that thing. Now in this sensor you can see these 2 modules are there, this one on the left side, one on the right side. Also you can see here the alphabets are written over here beneath this sensor module. T, that is visible half, here you can see R might be visible. So T here means the transmitter part, R here means the receiver part. Okay, so everything that we need to know is mentioned over here only. Okay, so transmitter is basically going to transmit the waves, and what kind of waves? Ultrasonic waves, ultrasounds. Okay, so it is going to transmit the ultrasonic waves, and the receiver is basically going to collect those waves. And how those waves are going to come back? When they will be reflected back from any sensor. So you might have heard about this working principle that to measure the depth of the seas, that how do we measure the depth of the sea, that some kind of waves are transmitted, and once they waves they hit the surface of the sea and they come back. So the time is calculated, that how much time was taken by those waves to go to and then come back, because we already know that at what speed those waves are traveling, and we got to know about the time. So with the help of that formula, that is speed is equal to distance over time. Okay, with the help of that formula we can calculate that how much distance actually the obstacle is at. Okay, so the same principle is used by these ultrasonic sensors also. So here we can see how it works. So this is the transmitter part. The waves are being transmitted. Here is some kind of object and the waves are reflected back, and we can see that the receiver is going to receive those waves. So we are just going to calculate that how much time was taken by the original wave from the transmission till reception. This is what we calculate over here with the help of the sensor. And this sensor basically calculates all these things, because the transmitter is itself going to transmit the waves and the receiver is going to receive the waves. And how we are going to get the output, where we are going to get the output, that what is the distance, that is with the help of these pins. Now talking about these pins, you can see here we have 4 pins. One is VCC. See, I know that maybe if some of you might have not worked previously on anything related to IoT, but still I'm trying to make it very basic. I'm using very simple terms so that you can get to know that what I'm trying to say. So you can say VCC, trigger, echo, ground. So any sensor or anything you're working on, any device, electronic device, definitely it needs supply to work. So again, the sensor also needs supply. So for that purpose, we have the VCC part and the ground part, where we are going to provide the supply. And whichever thing you're working on, for everything, data sheets are already available. You can study the data sheets and then start working on that thing, so that you can take every precaution that the thing doesn't get damaged when you're working on it. So VCC and ground basically is the supply part. We will provide the supply, like the requirement of the sensor is 5 volts DC. So it will need 5 volts DC supply. So we'll provide that on these pins. After that, talking about trigger and echo. Now trigger basically is the pin that is going to activate this transmitter part to start transmitting the waves. And echo is basically going to indicate that when the waves were received by the receiver. These 2 pins basically work. Okay, so transmitter and receiver are doing their work. They are transmitting the waves and it is receiving the waves. But how the user will get to know that when the waves were transmitted, when they were received? So with the help of these trigger and echo pin, we control the transmitter and the receiver. Okay, so for again there is a process that is mentioned, that how we have to control this trigger and echo in order to transmit the waves and receive the waves. So you can see I have I'll just explain you the working from here. First of all, from the timing diagram, what happens is whenever you want to make your ultrasonic sensor work, so first of all you need your ultrasonic to transmit the waves, transmit the ultrasonic waves. So then only they'll just hit some obstacle and then only they'll come back. So how the waves are transmitted? From the transmitter. But who is going to tell the transmitter that how the waves will be transmitted? That is us, because we are going to decide. This is not like, okay, we have given the supply and your this ultrasonic will just keep on transmitting the waves whenever the supply is given. It isn't like that. We actually control that thing. So that is with the help of trigger pin. So from the timing diagram, it will be easy for you. We can see that trigger pin, on the trigger pin we have given the pulse, 10 microseconds pulse. So this is the process we have to follow in the coding as well. Means everything is going to happen with the help of microcontroller. Microcontroller is providing this pulse, going to provide this pulse on the trigger pin. Okay, trigger pin is going to get this pulse, and as soon as the trigger pin will get the pulse of 10 microseconds, the you can say 8 cycle sonic burst will be released from the transmitter. Means we are going to trigger the transmitter with the help of trigger pin. We are going to provide a 10 microseconds trigger on your trigger pin. Okay, and whenever the trigger pin will receive this pulse, it is going to you can say release this thing. Okay, these pulses from the transmitter part. Now as soon as these pulses are released, the echo pin I was talking about, second pin, that would automatically turn high by itself. We are not going to do this. It will automatically turn high. Means it will show us that there is a high supply on that pin, and this echo pin is going to remain high till the pulses are not reflected back and received by the receiver. Means as soon as the receiver will receive the pulses, this you can say echo pin, it will turn low. So you can see when the echo pin is basically going to help us calculate that when the pulses were released and when the pulses came back, because the high time of echo is basically telling us that when the pulses were released and when they came back, because it gets high when the pulses are released and it gets low when the pulses are reflected back and received by the receiver. So in this way, by keeping a track of this timing cycle, so this timing diagram basically tells us how the process works, how the whole process works, and how we are going to calculate the distance. We already know these are the speed of sound. We already know that is 340 meters per second approximately. Okay, so we just converted into centimeter per microsecond because the distance is very less. We just have 400 centimeters that we can measure with the help of this ultrasonic. As I said, the range of ultrasonic is just 4 meters. So that is why I just converted into 0.034 centimeters per second. And I already know the speed. And now if I get to know that when the echo pin turned high and when it turned low, if I calculate this time, definitely I'll get the time as well. So out of the three parameters, I know the speed, I know the time. So with the help of speed and time, definitely I can calculate the distance. So this is how the calculation takes place. Means only thing we need to know is this thing is already fixed, speed is fixed, and timing, how we'll get to know that when the waves were transmitted and when they came back, with the help of echo pin. Because echo pin gives us an indication. By getting high, it gives an indication that the waves are released, waves are transmitted, and by getting low, it gives the indication that the waves are received back by the receiver. Means as soon as the receiver will receive the waves, the echo pin will turn low. So what we will do is we will keep a track that when the echo pin turned high and when it turned low. So this time is basically the traveling time of waves from transmission till reception. So this is the concept we need to know when we need to calculate the distance. So you can see here also I have explained that in order to generate the ultrasound, you need to set the trigger pin on high state for 10 microseconds. This is what is being shown in the time diagram, that you have to keep the trigger pin high for 10 microseconds. And which one is the trigger pin? This one, the second pin, trigger pin. Okay, whenever I'll give a high pulse on this pin, the waves will be transmitted from this transmitter. And when the receiver will receive, when the waves will reflect back and received at the receiver, then what will happen? This echo pin will turn low. And when it will turn high? When the trigger is you can say activated, when the waves are released. So this is the concept you need to know about the trigger pin and the echo pin. You need to have the knowledge about this. Okay, so how we have to make the connections? Now this connections are very simple. Only four pins are there. VCC is there, ground is there, trigger is there, echo is there. See, I'm not going in very detail, because we just need to see the demonstration how the things are working. But definitely if we are going through this complete session, we means going through the entire course, definitely we dig deep into all these things. Like I haven't went into detail of Arduino, or maybe I haven't went into detail of ultrasonic much, but still due to the time shortage, we are just going through the you can say these things, that we can just understand the concept what happens in IoT. Okay, so we are just seeing that how the sensors are working. So we can see that four connections are there, so we can make these connections. Let's make these connections now. As we have to control this sensor with the help of Arduino, definitely it is going to get connected to the Arduino. So how to search for the components? Here is the plus symbol, add a new part. I'll just click on this. I'll search for ultrasonic, so I'll be able to see the ultrasonic over here. So you can see, so VCC is there. So I'll just take a wire and I'll connect it to 5 volts. You can see 5 volts it is available here. Means once you'll start working, you'll get to know everything where these connections are to be made. Like if I talk about ground, so I just took that ground and I have the ground over here. I connected it over here. Then I have the trigger. Now trigger and echo, these are what? These are the pins that are to be controlled through this controller. And as I said, whichever thing you want to control, you have to connect it to these pins. So I'm just going to connect this trigger to pin number 2, suppose. And I'm going to connect this echo to the pin number 3, suppose. And see, you can make the connections anywhere on these pins, that is on you. Only thing is that you have to you can say tell it in your coding part that which pins you're using and what type of device you have connected over there. Okay, so for this part, now we have made the connections. Now we need to write the code. Okay, so for the coding part, I won't go into details of code, but I'll give you an overview that what is happening in the code. So I'll just take out the code and I'll run the code over there. Hmm.
Sir, am I audible? Khushbu ma'am?
Hope I'm audible. Can I just share my screen and continue? I
Just
think,
a second, ma'am. Just a second. Hello, sir. Can we share the screen and continue the webinar?
Madam Ramanpreet has also joined. So
Yes,
in case
yes.
if she
Just
wants to
just a
end
second.
up the, yeah, yeah,
Ramanpreet ma'am, you can share your screen and start the remaining part.
yeah, you can end up the remaining part, Raman, and then I will
Yes,
be
ma'am.
continuing.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, Ramanpreet ma'am.
Hello,
I think she's not able to hear us.
Ramanpreet ma'am, am I audible?
Sir, you're audible, but I think there is some issue from her end.
Ramanpreet ma'am, am I audible? Your screen is visible, but I'm not able to. Ma'am, you are not audible. Ramanpreet ma'am. Hello, Ramanpreet ma'am. Am I audible to you? Ramanpreet ma'am, am I audible? Khushbu ma'am, am I audible to you?
Yes, 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 you're audible. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So you want me to continue, Ramanpreet? Can you hear us? If you have wrapped up, then shall I continue with my content?
Yes, ma'am. You can start your presentation.
Okay, fine, fine. Thank you. So hi everybody. I hope the screen is visible. Very good morning to one and all, and thank you for listening to Ms. Ramanpreet related to Internet of Things. I'm expecting that the concept, the basic criteria, or the benefit, advantages, and where we use IoT and the rest topics she has covered more and more. But we apology for the last topic as she's facing some issue.
Ma'am,
That's why, yes,
your screen is not visible, ma'am. You need
my
to
screen
share
is
with
not
us.
visible.
Actually, you need to open the
So can
training
you?
session. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
is
yes.
it?
Now it is
It's
visible.
visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so basically, we are just giving you an opportunity wherein you can take this opportunity. I'm going to share one test link with all of you, and in that case, you can give that test, and you will get a scholarship of 80 percentage. And these are the courses are available with us. That is web application using Python, social media analytics, web application using Java, cybersecurity, ethical hacking, and HR practices,
Hello,
and
am I
cloud
audible?
application development. Yes, Raman, you're audible.
Actually, there was some network issue. I don't know what was the issue. So, can we continue?
Okay.
It
Actually,
is
ma'am,
hardly a 5 minutes task that is left.
actually, ma'am,
Okay,
we are
so you
having
can.
very limited time at present. So,
Sorry,
if
sir.
it is possible, then Kushbu ma'am will continue.
Okay, fine.
Hello.
So, fine. No problem, Ramanpreet. I'll continue and I'll wrap up it. And at
Okay,
the end,
fine.
you please be in the session. And at the
No
end,
need to be in the session. At the end,
you can just wrap up your content for 5 minutes, right?
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. So here you can see that these are the courses available for you all. So this is just a program wherein we can say that it's a training program wherein you will be get a benefit of some like enterprise software access, lecture through industry experts, course material, and industry real-time case studies. Like if you're working on data science, data analytics, machine learning, artificial intelligence, you would be working on the real case studies. That means we will be telling you how the organization will work on some data, what will be the real case scenarios, and based on that, we will be giving you some SRS and all. Right now, next is when I'm talking about the certificate. So you will be once you complete this training program, you will be getting this project completion certificate and declaration letter. Recorded sessions will be there because these are the online live sessions. You will be getting two mentors. One will be your main mentor, and second one will be your co-mentor. And once you will give a good presentation, you will submit your project in a better like higher level. Then you would be shortlisted as a intern to the Allsoft solution, that is IBM partners, right? Now, when I say about that, if you will learn these technologies with us, once you clear the exam and you will get scholarship, then only you would be able to take these courses. Any of them you can opt, and you can take the opportunity to learn through us, right? And these are the certificates and these are the badges you may get as an add-on, and this is going to help you to enhance your profile. So that's it from my end. I would be just sharing you the test link so that you all can just open the link. I would really request you all to open the link and do not, once you start the exam, do not refresh the page, because I can just show you the link also. Hold on.
Kushbu ma'am.
Yes.
Actually, we are online on the digital platform. So, do one thing. You can share that link with me. I am going to share with the students after this
Yes.
webinar. So
Yeah,
that is
sure,
very
sure.
feasible option. Otherwise, at present, no one can able to join the link or examination.
If you want, sir, I just wanted to show them how they need to proceed.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
no, yeah, yeah. That's okay.
Yeah, so I will be sharing the test link with the college faculty, and he will be sharing with you all. Oh, I'm so sorry.
So, ma'am, your screen sharing option is disabled.
Yeah, yeah, yes, sir. I'm just showing it. Give me a moment, please. Okay, no problem. I'm just sharing my screen once again. Actually, I'm unable to access the link right away right now. So what I'll do, sir, I'll just share the link with you all, and I'm expecting that the screen is visible now. So as I have
Yes,
already
ma'am.
conveyed
Your
that
screen
these are
is
the
visible now.
courses. Yeah, thank you so much. So these are the courses available with us, and these are the benefits. I've already mentioned all the benefits, and these are the takeaways from us. Like these are the badges you will be taking with us. And but before reaching to this concept and before reaching to select this course or the benefits, you need to clear this test. So I wish all the very best to all of you. I would be sharing the test link with your college faculty. He would be sharing with you all. Next is there is no negative marking, and there will be 20 questions available on the portal. And once you will read all the guidelines, click OK to confirm that you would be giving the test. Once you confirm the test, when you enter into that test portal, you don't have to refresh your page. Once you will refresh it, you will be out from that test. So I would just request you to be you should have a good Wi-Fi or a good internet facility at your place, so that you can give your test easily. And once you will give the test will be submitted and the result will be declared within 3 working days. So in any case, if you have any questions, then you can let me know here in the chat panel. And we are starting up this program from June month. So you have three options: either you can go for June, July, and August. Any of these 3 months you can opt as per your own convenience. So thank you so much. I hope you have enjoyed the IoT session, as well as this is an opportunity and the benefit you will be getting from our end. And I will be sharing the link with your college faculty. So, Ms. Ramanpreet, in case if you want to continue, you can continue. And students, I'm giving you just 1 or 2 minutes. In case if you have any question and any query here, you can ask me. I'm available for it.
Ramanpreet ma'am, you can continue your session.
Yes, sir. Oh, sure.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, I have stopped sharing my screen. You can continue. Yeah, thank you so much. Yes.
Yes.
Hello.
Manpreet, we can hear you. You can go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Kindly confirm if my screen is visible.
No, ma'am.
No, still not visible. Is there someone else who is sharing the screen? Because it's
Uh, he,
No, no, we are not sharing the screen.
okay. Okay, I can just try once more.
screen sharing option is available with you.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Ramanpreet, I think you can, yes, you need to share your screen.
I have already shared. It's showing me that I have shared the screen, but I don't know why it's not visible over there.
Oh,
Ma'am, do it again, ma'am. Just stop sharing and do it again.
I'll just try once again.
yeah.
Yes.
I have showed the link in the chat panel. You may share it with the
Sorry,
students.
ma'am.
Showed the link in the chat panel already. I'm also sharing with you on WhatsApp so that you can share it with the students. The test link I'm talking about.
Hello.
Hello.
Ma'am, do one thing. You can share your PPT with Khushbu ma'am on WhatsApp. She is using my ID, so she can able to share.
Okay, okay.
Actually, there is no requirement to a requirement of PPT right now, sir. The simulator that
Okay,
I'm
okay.
working
Then
on,
then
I need
okay. You
to
can
share.
continue now.
Mhm. I don't know, from my side, I'm sharing it. Why it is taking time?
If you want me to share something, Ramanpreet, I can do it for you. And meanwhile, you can start speaking so that you can continue with your session.
Ramanpreet ma'am,
Actually,
if you are having a
yes.
PPT, just share to the Khushbu ma'am. Khushbu ma'am is using my ID at present, so she is able to share your PPT on behalf of you.
What I'm trying to say, sir, actually, I'm working on simulator, and that is not possible to share. That actually needs my screen only because I'm
Oh,
working in browser right now.
Oh,
Na?
okay, 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 okay.
So I'm just trying it for the last time. Let's see if it, most
Yeah,
probably,
okay, not an
it
issue.
should work now.
Not an issue.
Hmm. Yeah, now my screen might be visible to all.
Yes, ma'am, it's
Hmm.
visible.
All right, fine. So I was talking about the sensor. We did the connections, okay, and after that I was talking about the coding part. So in the coding part we can't go into much detail for now, but then too I'll give you an idea that what is happening in the code. Okay, so we were trying to build a system that is able to measure the distance of the obstacle. It is able to tell that at what distance our obstacle is. And I told you the working as well, that how we are going to play with this trigger and echo pin in order to get the distance out of this sensor. So in this case, whenever you're working on any microcontroller or processor, first of all, the pins that you're using, the connections that you're using, connections that you're doing, you have to tell about those connections. Like in this program, I've already pasted the code over here. You can see in the code that I have mentioned that I have used trigger pin. I have named the pins pin number 2. As you can see, I have made the connection on pin number 2 and I have made the connection on pin number 7. Echo is connected to pin number 7 and trigger is connected to pin number 2. So I've just named those pins. Pin number 2 and 7 are named as trigger pin and echo pin. And I've taken some variables. I hope you people have the basic knowledge of programming, C programming. So it would be very easy for you to understand this code. So here we have taken some variables that will be used further to store the distance. Duration and centimeter variables are there. After that, we can see that we know that every compiler or every programming language has their own syntax. Same wise, if we work on Arduino program has also its own syntax. Like in its syntax, we have two, you can say, blocks available. First one is the setup block and the second one is the loop block is there. Okay, so in the loop block we write something that we need to be repeated over time, and in the setup block we write those things which we just need to tell our controller once. We don't have to tell it every time. So those things I've told over here. Okay, like in the first line, I have told about that I want to print my readings. I want to see my readings over the console. So for that purpose, there is some kind of function that is going to initiate that kind of communication with the console. So see, if I want to go into details of these methods, that won't be possible for now. But still, I'm giving you an idea. Like here, I have told about that what kind of you can say pin this pin number trigger pin is going to act. It is going to act as an output pin because obviously the data is going to go from the Arduino to the control sensor for the trigger pin because it is going to send the pulse to the sensor. Okay, so in that case, trigger pin is going to act as the output and echo pin because we are going to check the echo pin that when the echo pin has turned high, when it has turned low. So in that case, echo pin is going to act as the input. So again, I have connected one LED. You can see as I have to show you that if the distance will be less than 30, the LED should turn on, and if it is greater than 30, LED should turn off. So in that case, I've connected the LED. LED again has two pins. One is the anode and one is the cathode. Okay. So again, not going into the detail, but for controlling this LED, the negative of the LED, that is the cathode, should get the ground. So I've connected it to ground. And the positive of the LED, I'm going to control it through the controller. So I've connected it to one of the pins of controller. I've connected it to pin number 8. So I'll have to tell about pin number 8 as well. So in the next two lines, I have told about pin number 8. That on pin number 8, I have connected the output device, because LED is obviously an output device. I hope you know the difference between input and output devices. And then again, pin number 8 is going to act low. Okay, because I have kept it as low by default. So by default, my LED should remain off. So these methods, like you can say pin mode, digital write, these are the inbuilt methods. If you have worked on any programming language, you might have seen that there are many libraries, many inbuilt functions available which we can use as it is. So these are some of the functions we have used as it is. After that, in the loop part, we are going to follow the main process. That is, we are going to trigger the pin. So in these three lines, if I talk about these three lines that I've highlighted right now, am I audible?
Yes, Ramanpreet, you're audible.
Mhm. Okay. So in that case, what we have done is we have just, as I told you the process previously, also I have already explained you the
But
process.
your screen has stopped. Yes, Ramanpreet,
Uh,
your
uh,
screen has
I'm,
stopped.
I'm just checking. Okay. Till then, I'll just dictate what I was saying. So in the meanwhile, I'll just share the screen. Hmm.
We are unable to hear you.
Yeah, just a minute. Now,
Yes, yes.
so I was talking about the code. So in the code, you can see that here I have highlighted this part. In the highlighted part, you can see I have just turned the trigger pin low initially by default, and after that, I have given high to low pulse of 10 microseconds. As we had seen the process, that first of all, we have to turn the trigger pin high to low for 10 seconds. After that, we have to see that when the echo pin turned high and when it turned low, and we have to collect the duration of that thing. So in this method, pulse in method is there, and how it works, that it will just check that when the echo pin turned high, and it will see the time duration, that for how much duration the echo pin was high, and it will put that time into the duration variable. And after that, through some calculations, we have just calculated the distance, and we have put that distance in the centimeters. And also in the last part, you can see I have printed that centimeters part over the console with the help of print function. This is again the default function. And also I have put the conditions over here. These are the simple if conditions, that if centimeter is less than 30, then we have to turn on the LED, that is 8 comma high. And if it is greater than 30, then we have to turn it off. So accordingly, how this code is going to work, it is going to measure the distance, and then accordingly it is going to turn on and off the LED according to the distance. Okay, so let me start the simulation. If I'll start the simulation, so over here we can see that this is just the simulation. We don't have any actual, you can say, devices, you can say, available that is going to stand in front of this sensor, but we can see that it is showing us 126 centimeter by default. So how we can just make the changes and observe, you just have to click on this sensor and you will be able to see the distance, editing the distance. So in actual, what will happen, the same code is going to work, same hardware is going to be there, only instead of this bar where we are virtually changing the distance, instead of that, there will be actual device that will be in front of that sensor. So there will be no changes in the hardware, no changes in the code. You can implement this on hardware as well. But right now I'm changing the distance virtually because there is nothing that can actually, you can say, stand in front of this virtual sensor and change the distance. So we will have to change it manually. So suppose manually I'm just changing the distance. So you can see I can observe the changes over here. It is able to measure. See, this is the different thing. Okay, so here I'm changing the distance manually and I'm able to see the changes over here. As soon as you can see, I'll just keep on uh, decreasing the distance. I just started decreasing the distance means we are just trying to show over here that something is, you can say, approaching your sensor. So as soon as something will start approaching your sensor, you can see the changes are, you can see the changes are reflecting over here, 69 centimeters. So I just made the distance less. So I just made it less than 27. As soon as the distance was less than 30, so you can see the bulb, the LED has turned on. But as soon as I'll increase the distance, I just made it more than 30. It is 66 centimeters. The bulb has turned off. So what I'm trying to explain you over here is this is how the basic systems are designed. As I give you the example of your car, that in at the back of your car also there is some kind of sensor that is installed, which actually measures that at what distance the obstacle at the back, or maybe the car that is at the stand parked at the back, at what distance it is from your car. So it is able to give you the indication with the help of the, you can say, sound over there. There is some kind of buzzer that is over there. Instead of LED there is a buzzer. Okay, we can also embed a buzzer over here, that when the distance will be less than 30, the buzzer will turn on, and when the distance is greater than 30, the buzzer will turn off. Or we can also set the frequency with which your buzzer is going to beep. The same concept is used in the cars as well. So this was just a simple demonstration through which we can see that how the concept of sensors, or how we work with the sensors, or we how we work with the other peripherals in IoT, and how this see how this distance and the LED part are linked to each other. That whenever the distance is less than 30, the LED turns on, and whenever the distance is greater than 30, the LED turns off. How they are linked? That is with the help of this controller part. So whenever you're working on IT, you need to have the knowledge of controllers as well. Means you need to choose that which controller or which board you're going to work on. You need to have the basic knowledge of programming as well. And definitely we need to have the knowledge about the sensors and all. Okay, that's it. I hope you people enjoyed this part and you have understood whatsoever I was trying to dictate. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you, Ms. Ramanji. Thank you for guiding them related to
Ma'am, due
IoT.
to some time consideration, we are unable to take questions at present. But what I can do, I can share your brochures with students so they can directly reach to your office or whatever.
Sir, we
On
are
behalf of,
unable to hear you properly. Can you just come again?
sorry, ma'am.
I can't hear you properly, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Actually, due to time consideration, I am unable to
Okay,
take questions at present. But what I
okay,
can do, I can share the brochure which is available with me
okay,
of your company, so student can
okay,
directly contact you whenever they are
okay.
having a difficulty on their projects, or if they want to take some training on
Yes,
after the
sure.
vacation period.
Right.
So I can share
They can.
the contact details of yours to the students. Also, I can share the contacts of students to you, ma'am. So you can directly contact them, ma'am. So on behalf
Okay.
of Parul University and Electrical Engineering Department, I would like to thank the IBM SME and also Solution. Also, I would like to thank Sudha ma'am, Ramanpreet Kaur ma'am, and Khushbu ma'am for sharing a wonderful presentation on Internet of Things and sharing Arduino application also. So thank you very much, ma'am. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yeah, yeah. Thank you
Yeah,
so
thank
much,
you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you for giving us this opportunity. Yes, thank you.
Okay, ma'am. So we can end this
Yeah,
webinar now,
yes,
right?
sure. Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Raman. Thanks. Bye.